right, everybody, what's up? How's it going? We're the Well-Mannered Cartel. There's another week of fantasy football, another week of Super Liga. That was week 2 in the books. Let's get to it. I'm Tom.
I'm Mike.
I'm Marlon.
I'm Chris.
That was a lot better than last week.
Awesome. Very smooth. Very smooth.
So let's
we
get
didn't
into
even practice. We didn't even practice that.
No, for sure, dude. Let's get into week 2's recap. And let's try to roll through it quickly. The first game we have on here is Gulon Santo Marlins team against the Bangkok Ladyboys. Gulon Santo, Marlon, you actually fell, unfortunately, 158 to 171 by the Ladyboys. That was a rough one, man.
Hate to see it, man. Hate to see it. It was
dude.
It was a disappointment.
Ladyboy's coming out on top big, man. He's 171 points. It's not quite the 200 he put up last week, but that's still a pretty respectable score. I know you had some problems with injuries, and I know you left someone on the bench that you regret leaving on the bench, and Leonard Fournette. But how are you to have known that Fournette would have gone off like that? You know?
Yeah, there was no way of knowing, and all signs pointed to Hines having a follow-up. I'm not going to say as great as he did that first week, but definitely, even if he had gotten half of those points, I would have been happy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I just got unlucky, and also O.J. Howard did nothing for me to fill in for Kittle. So I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm not upset about it. I couldn't have known that Fournette was gonna go off like that. But guess who I'm starting this week?
Pinche Leonard. Pinche Leonard Fournette. Well, yeah, dude, because like you said, you spent your waiver claim on Naeem Hines, and you got him. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the league would have done the same.
Yeah,
and like when you get that new guy, you want to. Yeah, he was like the most added player in fantasy, so you want to plug him in right away. And yeah, it just was not the right move this week, but who knows, man? Maybe he'll end up being a good player down the road. But yeah, the Ladyboys putting up
they're
points
up against the Giants
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and I think the big players for Ladyboys right now, man, Calvin Ridley, he's probably MVP through 2 weeks. He put up 39.9, so 40 points this week. Again, he had 2 touchdown grabs. Dalvin Cook had 17. Aaron Rodgers didn't have that crazy game. We expected that, but he still had a very respectable 24 points. And Raheem Mostert, 21.7, but he got injured. I don't think he's playing this week. So yeah, man, Ladyboys team is in great shape. Marlon, you're suffering big from that one injury, so also
Devontae Adams or what's his face?
Yeah.
Because there's different ways of spelling it. There's like a million people with Devontae, but they're all spelled differently. Adams, he went down also.
Yeah,
definitely
during the game.
So that puts you at 1-1, and Bangkok is at 2-0. The next matchup we're looking at here is actually Mike's matchup. He played the Flint Tropics. Flint Tropics with 195 over the Gridiron Throne 108. Do you want to talk about that one, Mike?
Yeah, man, this was probably one of my worst fantasy weeks ever. I can't recall performing worse than I did this past week. I lost Saquon for the season. And besides that, man, my team just underperformed across the board. Adam Thielen,
bed shitters all the way across
Mark
the board.
Andrews, even Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson had a very pedestrian week for being Lamar Jackson. So I don't know what else to say, man. And then my opponent had Dak Prescott, who scored 61 fucking points. So
61.8. Yeah,
same, bro.
Hey, puros Cowboys, bro.
Yeah, bro. First quarterback in NFL history to throw for 450 yards and rush for 3 touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose every time. 61 points. That's crazy.
Dude,
That's fucking crazy.
So looking at it right now, these Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, the top 2 running backs taken in most drafts across the country in fantasy football, both got injured. Saquon's out for the year. McCaffrey's probably missing 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah,
at least 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, huge. This was a week of completely filled with injuries, man. It was insane. Yeah. I remember just like on the chat, every 5 minutes, someone was like, this guy went down, this guy went down, this guy went down. It was insane. But I guess like the two biggest guys out of the entire weekend both played in this matchup right here, McCaffrey and Barkley. So it's, Barkley only scored 2.8 for you, Mike, and McCaffrey did enough to do you good in this one. And I remember seeing it like after the first round or second round of games, after the 3:00 games. All right, so I was checking the 3:00 games, so the second wave of games, and I was looking at the scores, and I didn't think you were going to break 100, dude. But then Edelman came to the rescue and put up 37 points, and so he helped you break 100 there, dude.
Yeah, I think at one point I checked. I just checked my phone periodically. I didn't watch football at all week 2. So I was checking periodically, and I think at one point I was projected to score 84 points, and I was like, okay, like it is what it is.
I'm gonna send my resignation letter in. Bro, this is like the unluckiest start in our league's history for like ever. Like you lose week 1 by a 0.1 points, right? And you get no stat correction to save you. And then you lose Saquon Barkley in week 2. And it's just like, dude, like your whole season's just fucking crumbled around you. It's like, what are you going to do?
When you read my autobiography, this will be a prominent chapter.
Yeah, it's going to be,
Well,
dude. Insane, dude.
I mean, if you made it without any injuries this week unscathed, then consider yourself very, very lucky, because this was Black Sunday. It was a dark day for most teams. So that was the second matchup of that fire division. And the next matchup we're looking at is over easy 202 over Peaky Blind Side. I don't know. I think he changed it. It's Blind Side now. Peaky Blind Sides, Blindsiders. I don't know. I'm gonna call them Peaky Bees, bro. So Peaky Bees 155. Peaky Bees 155 over easy 202. Over easy putting up 200. Her team still looking great, performing without Michael Thomas. So that was great to see. Matt Ryan putting up 40 for her. Nick Chubb putting up 36. Hayden Hurst, man, 21. And then
Kareem Hunt,
Carson, 19. Kareem Hunt, 24. Yeah. I mean, her team looked pretty darn good all the way around.
It's crazy that Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb both had big games for her, on the same team. Being on the same team, you don't see that often, but both of those guys just went off against Cincinnati. I think Kareem Hunt got most of his touches in the fourth quarter, so he kind of came on late. And so she just piled it on early and never looked back, man. Like the blind side was out of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say Kareem Hunt actually scored a touchdown before half, so that helped out. I didn't think he was going to go put 20 up on the board, though.
Yeah. Peaky Bees left about 15 or about 20 points on the board with the wrong quarterback selection. But even at that, man, he was doomed this week. He was not going to win.
Yeah, man. I mean, Eckler actually had a pretty good game, 18.8. So that's not too bad. Deshaun Watson against the tough Ravens D scored 15.7. So
I wonder if Eckler is still on the trade block this week.
We will see, man.
Hit him up.
Tyreek Hill had 24.8, so 25 points for him, and Tyler Higbee was his highest scorer at 28 points. So not enough to get the dub for Peaky Bees. Over easy, still looking very, very strong. And so that was a great matchup. The next Wind Division matchup was featuring the Bad Hombres, and my oh my, did he put up Jingles that points, bro.
244, bro.
I'm rounding. And all these scores are rounding. I'm rounding on all these scores. So Bad Hombres 245, Crossfaded 191. Crossfaded scored 191 points. That usually wins you the week. But Bad Hombres, man, Chris, you went ham, bro. You went hamburger. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, dude. Josh Allen, 67 points. He just, in week 1, that was the first time he ever threw for 300 yards. Week 2, he went ahead and threw for 400 yards. and then kept running it too. So he's just been a monster the first 2 weeks.
Fucked around and got a triple
Aaron
double.
Jones. Yeah, fucked around, got a triple double. Aaron Jones, man. Jesus, 58 points. He broke one off for 75 yards plus early in the game, so he had a good game. And then fucking Darren Waller, man, on Monday night, 38 points. It felt like he was the only target for Carr as far as a receiving option, and he was just getting fed early and often and got 38 points. And DK Metcalf, man, scoring a touchdown on Gilmore. Fun fact: Gilmore has not given up a touchdown since 2018. So he was due. He was due, and DK
Brent was due.
Brent was due, and DK collected, man. But yeah, it was just a monster week. I don't know if this is probably the highest scoring fantasy week I've ever had in my life. I don't know if I can recreate it, but I'm gonna bask in it for now.
Gosh, Jesus, man, you could have started 3 players and won this game.
Yeah, and that's because I left 30 on the bench, bro. I left Robinson on the bench. He scored 31 points, man. That's running back for Jacksonville. And Ronald Jones fumbled early in the game and got pulled, and that's why Leonard Fournette had that really big game.
What the hell did you do, man?
That was a big score, man. Early on the first round of games, I was like, damn, Chris is going off. Josh Allen's going off. But he crossfaded, man. I mean, he bounced back from a rough week last week. He scored the fewest points. If you guys remember, he was the No Talent Pussy of the Week. Last week, he put up 191 points, man. Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen.
Mike Evans, Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor went off. He's
had a great game.
Now that Marlon Mack is out, he's definitely benefiting from that, and Crossfaded will definitely benefit from that injury for sure. Yeah. He's put up close to 30.
I'm sure he'll bounce back. I think he gets the Peaky Blindside next week, so that should be an interesting game. I think he picks up the win there, man. Peaky Blindside just lost Courtland Sutton to IR for the season, so he's kind of hurting too on as far as like his squad. So yeah, I think Crossfaded is a scary team, dude. I'm glad that I put up 240 to stay ahead of him. Because 190 is nothing to scoff at, man. That's a big number on his end too.
Yeah, Crossfaded's now 0-2. It sucks because he put up 191 points, but that's the way it goes, man. It's fantasy football.
Got to play the team in front of you.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the Earth Division games. The Fornicators 153 over me. LVU, I scored 128 points. Yeah, man. Second week in a row. I think this week my running backs let me down pretty hard.
Bro, Carson Wentz let you down, dude.
Carson Wentz, I am done with him forever.
Okay, good.
Ever, man.
Just put him
forever. You know what sucks? I had picked up Ryan Tannehill.
Yep, I saw that. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I picked up Ryan Tannehill, and then Brown got hurt, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I should start Tannehill. Carson Wentz doesn't have a bad matchup there at home. Let me just pick up Wentz again. So I dropped Tannehill. Tannehill scored close to 40 points. Wentz got me 10.3 points, man. That guy.
So you're done with his Prince Harry looking ass?
Done with him, bro.
Yeah, I'm done with Carson for sure. My running backs though
is trash. Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm done with garbage, and the Rams
I'm done with Eagles. I had Deshaun Jackson on the bench. He's gone. We're done, dude. They're not in sync. They're not working. I'm done with the Eagles. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire only scored me 13 points against the Chargers. I was expecting a little bit more from him.
Came down to earth a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the Chargers have a sneaky good defense, though, too. The Chargers have a sneaky good defense. So it might just be a bad week because he went up against a good defense. But, it doesn't get any easier against the Ravens, though, next week.
But what I was kind of like sad about was that he had 8 targets, and that's a shit ton of targets for an RP.
Yeah. True. True.
Scored 13 points for me. And then Kenyon Drake was my other big running back. He only scored 11.5 points for me. And then again, man, I get burned. If I would have started another guy, I probably would have won this game. Mike Gesicki. You remember week 1, he was Gassucky, but
Gassucky.
This week,
he made up for it, man.
30. Yeah, he did. And I was people were trying to offer trades for him. And I didn't want to, man. I felt like this is a breakout year for Gesicki, and I think he has a good matchup this week. And for the next few weeks, the Dolphins had 2 rough, opening games. So I think Gesicki's finally going to be my stalwart tight end. I pray that he is. But yeah, man, the Fornicators, Mahomes put up 45, and James Conner, man, 31. So 31. I was watching that game. Yeah, I was watching that game, the Denver game, and Conner didn't look like, he was doing okay. And then he broke, I can't remember, he broke a long run at the end of the game. I think it was like 40 yards or something. And with that, he went over 100, so he got that 10-point bonus. And I was like, I'm screwed. At that point, I knew I was losing. But yeah, man, so that puts the Fornicators at 1-1 and me at 0-2. Rough start for me. Yeah. But
join the club.
We'll see as the season progresses. And finally, the final match that we're recapping here is Vino Poppy 154. Dem Lions falls hard 110, man. So he had a big week 1, scored a ton of points, and then 110.
You love to see it.
Yeah, you love to see it. Julio Jones, 4 points. He was dealing with a little bit of a hammy issue during the game, and he dropped a fucking touchdown. And you never see Julio drop a wide open touchdown like that. That's how you knew something was up with him, man. It was right in his hands, and he just fumbled it, man. It was crazy. I've never seen that. I don't think I've seen him drop something that bad, a ball like that. It was wild.
They would show him on camera running back to the huddle, and he looked like he was in pain, dude.
So. Yeah.
Dude. And then Will Fuller goosed him, dude. Goosed his ass, dude. Just 0 points. And then, of course,
it's hard to do that.
It's hard to do that
issue, bro.
That's a classic Will Fuller, man. He does that shit. He'll go out. Last year, I think he had the most fantasy points ever scored by a wide receiver ever.
Yeah.
And now here he is, week 2, goose egging somebody, or most everybody who played him. But yeah, man, Odell Beckham Jr. bounced back. He had 20 points this week for Dem Lions, but it was a rough one for him, and he usually doesn't have those kinds of games.
Yeah.
But Vino Poppies, man, we were all kind of pretty low on his team. Episode 1 or week 1, and he's 2-0. He's leading the division right now.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson is carrying his team right now, or he's scoring MVP. The most points. 45.4 points scored this week. So yeah, man, it's wild, dude. I was looking at Jose's team or Vino Poppy's team earlier, and I noticed he only has 1 running back on the roster. So he better cross his fingers that Derrick Henry doesn't get hurt.
Yeah,
because he only has him on the roster. So
he's a monster, though, dude. Derrick Henry's if you're gonna have one guy and you're gonna hope he doesn't get hurt, it's probably Derrick Henry. He's a fucking beast, dude. You know what I mean?
He's gonna pick up a schmuck on his bye week, I guess. So we'll see.
Right, yeah, we'll see. Dude, insane. Frank Gore's out there, I think.
Frank Gore.
Get Frank Gore.
Fucking 40-year-old Frank Gore.
Bro, 20 touches, 60 yards, bro. Frank fucking Gore. Unbelievable. Dude, CeeDee Lamb went off for him. 27 points. Justin Tucker, dude, 16 points from the kicker. Come on. That's crazy. 24 from Kelsey. Yeah, man. It was just it's all Russell Wilson, Travis Kelsey, CeeDee Lamb pitched in, and fucking Tucker. 16 points from the kicker. Unbelievable. But yeah. I mean, he's 2-0 now, right?
Yeah.
With that, let's check out the standings. Yeah, he's 2-0 in the Earth Division. He has 312.4 points scored. He leads the Earth Division right now. Then you have Defensor Fortis at 1-1 with 293.7 points. Dem Lions 1-1, 276 points. And then LVU, myself 0-2, 249.3 points. That's the Earth Division. So this week, this week is the last week of that intradivisional games, and so it's huge, man. Like, especially for me, you don't want to start 0-3 in the division, because then that puts
that's a mountain to climb. Yeah,
absolutely. And then we have the Win Division. Chris, the Bad Hombres, 2-0, 412.9 points, leading the league in points scored with that fucking crazy game.
Josh Allen, bro. Josh
Allen. Over easy, 2-0, 355.2. Crossfaded, he's 0-2, 305.0 points. And then Peaky B's 0-2, 287.4. So we have 2 2-0 teams and 2 0-2 teams. Those 2 2-0 teams are going head-to-head this week. So implications, I'm sure, man. I'm sure
Someone's O has got to go.
Yes, sir. And then finally, the Fire division, the Bangkok Lady Boys. They're 2-0, 377.4 points scored, followed by the Flint Tropics, who's 1-1, 322.6 points. Suffering from that McCaffrey injury, so it's I'm curious to see how that goes for him. Then you have Colon Santo 1-1, 321.9 points scored, and then the bottom of the division is the Gridiron Throne Mike 0-2, 271.6 points.
Yeah.
So those are the standings in the league. Still early in the year. Still early. Anything can happen, but you're starting to see, what's unfolding right in front of us. You're starting to get a better picture of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so with that, Chris's segments, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Our favorite right off the bat. On three, boys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Who the fuck is that guy? What is that guy? Dalton Schultz. That's who the fuck that guy is.
Yeah.
Dude,
Who is
that? 9 receptions, 88 yards, 1 touchdown, 21.8 points. New tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Blake Jarwin went down with a torn ACL, gone for the season. Dalton Schultz steps right in and fucking has himself a game. I think someone has already picked him up. He's no longer on the waiver wire. They believe in Dalton Schultz. I'm not too sure yet. It might just be 1 week. It might be because they played the Falcons and we were airing it out. But hey, man, Dalton Schultz. Honorary mention, Braxton Berrios. Who the fuck is that guy? 6 catches, 59 yards, 1 touchdown, wide receiver for the Barrios. From the Barrio, 17.9 points. Man, who the fuck is that dude, man? Anyway, here we go. Next one. Who the fuck are those guys? The Squanderer. This one was tough. It was a little close. It was between our very own Marlon with Culon Santo and Tom with Las Vegas United. You guys both had the opportunity. You guys both, had left points on the bench. Tom, you actually had the starting quarterback that would have won you the league or the week, and then you dropped him for Wentz. But
Gesicki on the bench.
And Gesicki on the bench. But you know what, Marlon?
I'm gonna give this to myself.
Give it to yourself. You gotta give it to yourself.
Because you know what? The signs pointed. He had a favorable matchup. And I was even conflicted. I even talked about it in the last show where I was like, I don't know what to do. He's got a great matchup. Should I take the chance and put him in? Had I just put him in? Had I just put Fournette in place of anybody else?
There you go. You would have won it. So yeah, the Squanderer this week.
Except for so I will take it with.
Well earned. All right, the next segment. Bet shitters. There were so many. I've got 3 here. Obviously, Will Fuller with the goose egg. You can't fucking have a goose egg, and you're not gonna not be the bet shitter. Right? Obviously, Marlon Naeem Hines got a point.
Naeem Hines, dude. How can you go?
Hines, bro. One fucking point.
How can you go from 27 points down to 1.5?
Shit the bed. And then Julio Jones, man, dropping that touchdown, only getting 4 points. I heard from a little bird that he was on the trading block. I don't know. I heard that he might be somebody might be trying to move him, maybe trying to trade for him. But Julio Jones, man, bet shitter week 2 for sure. The next segment here, the no talent pussy of the week, our very own Michael, the Gridiron Throne.
Yeah, man, I got waxed.
You have to say it for yourself.
And it's a shame. It's a shame.
And we're gonna move on, and this is a beautiful segment. We're gonna segue right into the next one. We're gonna pour them out for the ones that we've lost, those poor souls. And we gotta start. We've already talked about it. The 1 and 2, McCaffrey out at least 3 weeks. He's on IR, short-term IR, probably longer, but at least 3 weeks at a minimum. And Saquon Barkley, number 2 overall pick, gone for the year, torn ACL. Unbelievable. I've never seen the number 1 and the number 2 picks go out in the same week, in the same fucking game. Unbelievable. So we might never see this again. So let's pour them out for those guys. Quick question. Saquon Barkley, does he go in the first round next year?
No.
Do you trust Mike? I know you're not taking him. Does he go in the top 12 players drafted?
It'll be maybe top 20. I'll say top 20 to 22 ish.
Do you pass on him though? Like you're at the end of the first round, you pass on Saquon?
I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
You have to see the board. It's kind of hard to say.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he goes. I don't think he goes in the first round. Marlon,
yeah, he's not a top 5.
Do you trust
pick.
him?
Yeah.
No, me? No, not after. Not after this.
Right?
No, I'm gonna be super.
I said this. I think I said this maybe on the pod, or I told you guys about it. But the regression was coming, man. Like he had a couple good seasons in a row, and the regression always comes. And unfortunately, it came this year when I drafted him.
Right. Tom, what do you think? Tom, do you think Saquon goes in the first round next year? Do you take him? You've got the 12th pick in the first round. Do you trust taking Saquon in the first round next year of the draft?
I don't know, man. This is 2 years back to back that he gets injured, and he's missing a significant amount of time. So I don't think I do, dude. I just
that's rough.
Maybe in the second, but you can't trust him at that.
He's already got miles on him, dude. He's already got miles on him.
And he's young. This is his third year in the league.
Third year,
Yeah, third year. Unbelievable. Sad situation. All right. Well, the big cock on the block, we've touched on it. It's me, myself, the bad hombres. 245. I don't know if I'll be here again, man. So I got to, let's celebrate a little bit.
You got to relish it. Relish it for sure.
Delicious. And drink that Topo Chico for me. Hopefully I'm here tomorrow. Next week. That'd be beautiful. But I doubt it. Let's see how it goes. But those were the segments. Let's go on to next week's games. Thomas.
Week 3 matchups, man. So we got 2-0 Vino Papi versus the Fornicators, who's 1-1 to finish off this final week of divisional matchups. That's the first matchup in the Earth Division. So Vino Papi, like we're talking about, man, sitting at 2-0. Nobody really expected that. The Fornicators 1-1. It's going to be a battle. Who you guys taking in this one?
Oh, man, I got to take Vino, dude. Russell Wilson going up against Dallas. The Dallas defense is diggity dog shit, so he's going to put up at least 40. Derrick Henry going up against Minnesota. They're fucking garbage now all of a sudden. Their defense is trash, so Derrick Henry's going to put up 30. Kelsey against Baltimore, that's a little rough, I think. But, again, he's got CeeDee Lamb against Seattle. Seattle doesn't really have a good defense either. Dude, I don't see how Vino Papi doesn't go 3-0 to start the season.
Yeah, I'm going Vino Papi too.
My vote's for Vino.
I'll go for the Fornicators because he's my brother and y'all all picked against him.
He's my brother, man.
I want to go to Fornicators. This is one of those games where Patty Mahomes, he's playing a great defense, but you never know, man. Anything can happen with Patty Mahomes, and once he starts slinging it, he can put up.
Bro, I feel like it's even. Points. I feel like with Mahomes, like when he's going against Baltimore, like it's kind of like a little bit of a rivalry. I think he's gonna go off, dude. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. He has the potential to just put up crazy numbers. But he has Josh Jacobs going up against New England, so that's rough. Robert Woods going up against Buffalo, so the matchups really aren't lining up for him in his favor. James Conner, he does have James Conner against Houston, and Houston's D is not very good. But I don't think his lineup is set the way he's going to play it. So we'll see how that goes. But I would say the odds are probably against the Fornicators, but I'll take him just because he's my brother. And everyone else. If someone else had chosen him, I'd have gone for Vino Papi. So the next matchup is LVU, Las Vegas, 0-2. That's me versus Dem Lions, who's 1-1. We're going to see, man. He has Julio Jones with that injury. I know he didn't practice today. It's Wednesday, so we will see exactly how that plays out for Dem Lions.
Yeah, you guys. I'm confident. To tie. It's pretty interesting.
I dropped Carson Wentz, so I should win now.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say Gardner Minshew. Beautiful, dude. That's great. I think he's going to go off against Miami, man. That's a good matchup. Yeah, dude. Just see what Fitzpatrick said about guys who grow mustaches. He's like, because their sides are patchy.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Gardner Minshew, I picked him up. He has 3 great weeks coming up. 3 great matchups. I have Edwards-Helaire going up against Baltimore, though, so that's a little worrisome. But with Christian McCaffrey out, DJ Moore should be seeing a lot more targets.
True. Kenyon Drake, too. He's got a better matchup this week.
Oh, it's the Lions.
Dude, because the Redskins have a good defensive line. They might have one of the top 5 D lines in the league. So that was a rough week 2 matchup for him. So against Detroit, dude, I'm pretty sure he's gonna light them up, man. So I think he's gonna do way better for you this week for sure.
That's culturally insensitive. You can't say Redskins anymore.
Oh, perdón, I said Washington. No.
They don't exist anymore.
So that was the Earth. Those are the Earth matchups, man. So this rounds it up. Like I said, hopefully I don't start 0-3 because I don't want to dig myself further.
I'm gonna pick you, bro. I'm gonna pick you. I want not just because I want to see them Lions start off 1-2, but I really truly think Minshew's gonna make a difference, and then Kenyon Drake's gonna make the difference for you, man.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna win it. It's gonna be close, but I think you're gonna win it.
I got you this week.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think my vote's for you, Tom. I think you have the favorable matchups, and you got good.
I feel like every time you guys are all in agreement that my team's favored, I always lose. So
you lose.
Well, then I got knock on wood. That isn't the case. Let's get into the win division. Now, this is the game of the week. The two biggest scoring teams, or two of the biggest scoring teams in the league, Over Easy versus Bad Hombres 2-0. Definitely a rivalry matchup. The shit has been talked. It's always
the group chat. The group chat is spicy
between Chris and my wife Haley. This is a big matchup, man.
Man, this is what fantasy football. This is what fantasy football is all about, bro. The shit talking, like you said, has been talked. The fucking, everything's on the line here. Bragging rights, and big rivals, and two of the highest scoring teams in the league. I mean, this is what it's about, dude. Because if I lose, I'm gonna be super pissed, man. I'm gonna be very, very upset, and I might not check the group chat. I might not check it for a little bit. Okay.
I mean, she's not gonna let you live it. I mean, she's just gonna, she's gonna keep jabbing. If she's winning, she's just gonna.
She might be. This is what I'll say about Over Easy. She might be mediocre in fantasy football, but she's pretty good at talking shit. So if I lose, that shit will be talked, and it's not gonna be pretty. So yeah, I mean, I'm just excited personally.
Yeah.
That for my team, that Kenny Galladay's coming back. This is gonna be He's never been here this year, so he missed the first 2 games of the year. He's scheduled to start week 3 against Arizona, so I'll finally have him to plug into the team, and I hope he does well, man. But yeah, it's. I think it's Josh Allen has a little bit of a tougher defense that he's going up against, so I don't think I can rely on Josh Allen getting that 40, 50, 60 point game anymore. He's going against the Rams, and the Rams have a pretty good defense, man. The Cowboys played them in
step up from those first 2 matchups.
For sure. And then Carson Wentz, like you just realized, went up against the Rams and they totally dominated the Eagles. So I think this is like one of those games where if Josh Allen does well against the Rams, then I feel comfortable pretty much starting him, just letting him be my starter for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Because I know he's going to beat up on the trash teams, but the Rams are a fucking solid defense, man. And this is the test for him, dude. So I think I'm going to need a big game from him to overcome, Matt Ryan on the other side for Over Easy, Nick Chubb. I think he's going to fucking get his points. Tyler Lockett against Dallas. I've got DK. She's got Tyler. The Dallas defense, their secondary especially not that great. So I think both of those guys have the potential to go off. Let's just see who goes off.
So who are you picking, Chris?
I'm picking myself, man. I have to. Listen, here we go. I outscored her week 1. I outscored her week 2. What the fuck's gonna change week 3? The only thing that happened was that I got my number 1 receiver back. So I don't know. I've already outscored her twice.
That's logical, but I'm gonna pick Haley just because I didn't pick
Take her.
One. So
take her.
I mean, I have to choose. I have to choose Over Easy. She's over here. I'm choosing her.
Marlon, go.
It's got to be.
I'm picking you, Chris. Albeit with a grain of salt, or with this slightest hint of caution, because who knows if Galladay is going to be. I mean, he's back, but is he back?
But is he back? That's true.
Or is
he
it
might
like
not
the
be
first
back.
Game?
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, you're projected to win.
The projections are garbage though on this app, though.
The
To be honest with you,
projections
the projections are garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got your team stacked, dude. But then again, Matt Ryan. I mean, he's gotten. I see those projected points climbing each week. After the first game,
yeah.
His projected.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I mean, it might come down to those two guys.
But I'm gonna put my faith in you. And I'm gonna put my faith in Josh Allen. I'm put my faith that I'm gonna burn the velita to make sure Cowboys has a good game.
My Cowboys hermano has my back.
I got your back, bro.
Yeah, dude. So like you said, man, that's definitely game of the week. It's the biggest matchup of the season thus far. Whoever starts 3-0. That's a huge step.
Great way to
guys
start.
Moving forward for sure. Then we have the Peaky Bees who are 0-2 against Crossfaded who are 0-2. So another big matchup. You don't want to start 0-2 for either of these teams. One of these teams is going to get their first victory. Probably. There are ties sometimes. But yeah, one of these teams I think will get their first dub of the year. Who are you guys taking?
Oh, man.
Dude, I think I'm going to go Crossfaded, dude. I think I'm looking at his squad and I'm looking at the Peaky Blindside squad, and I just think he has a better squad, man. You know?
Yeah, I mean? I'm gonna go Crossfaded this week just because I think Drew Brees is gonna have he's gonna have a bounce back week.
Yeah, against Green Bay.
I think he's due for a good game, man.
He has Kamara, man, and Kamara's been legit, dude. Kamara's been legit the first 2 weeks of the season. I think he's just going to be fine. He's going to be just fine. I'm sorry. Mike Evans against Denver. That's a great matchup for him as well.
Yeah. And Crossfaded put up 190 this week. So.
Bro, Jonathan Taylor against the Jets, dude. Against the fucking Jets? Come on, dude. Jonathan Taylor's going to put up 30 at least.
Jonathan Taylor's an RB1, man. He's an RB1 now. I mean, you have Eckler going up against Carolina. That's a pretty good matchup for him. Roethlisberger against Houston. Houston's not very good on that side of the ball or on the offensive side of the ball either. Tyreek Hill against Baltimore. He might get you 5 points. He might get you 35. You don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, dude. We'll see how this one goes. But I'm going to take Crossfaded as well.
Yeah.
I guess I'll root for the underdog. I'll go Peaky B.
The Peaky Blindside.
No, I think Crossfade is gonna have. Okay, I think Crossfade is gonna win, but I'm rooting for Peaky Blindside because I have been burned by Mike Evans before, and if there's too much weight on that, because all of the matchups are pretty much, stacked against him, except for Jonathan Taylor. He's got a favorable matchup, but
you were
Mile High.
You were burned by Mike Evans with Jameis Winston throwing him the ball, though. There's a big difference between Winston and Brady.
Well, is there?
But also,
is there?
There was this week. There was this past week.
2020 Brady, not vintage Brady.
I mean, I'd still rather have Brady than Winston, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. So
the winner doesn't get to start 0-2. The loser obviously goes goose egg in 3. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. And then we're going to the Fire Division, the Gridiron Throne, 0-2 versus the Bangkok Lady Boys, 2-0. I mean, Bangkok's been on fire.
Yeah, I'm going up against a juggernaut, which is hard to believe, but it's true. I don't have a lot of confidence in the running back position right now because I had to make some waiver wire transactions. Losing Saquon. But if I don't believe in myself, no one else will. So
then who the fuck is?
So I'm picking myself, man. I'm picking myself. It'll be the upset of the week.
Let me ask you something real quick. Are you sure you're going to start Henderson over Freeman? Like, for sure? Is that, or are you still, like, going to wait it out and see what happens?
I'm going to wait it out and see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out and see.
Because I know Henderson's going to be splitting, obviously, carries, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Freeman
is the,
I don't know.
You know, the
Freeman got signed yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's what's
he's
holding
going
it
up
back.
against
he might
he's going up against San
another...
Francisco, who is bruised and beaten on that side of the ball. But I mean, they're still well coached. They're still a pretty solid unit on that. They're not as good as they were week one for sure with the injuries.
Right.
But it's going to be a tall task, I think, for Freeman to be able. For you to expect a big game out of Freeman, I don't think that's
right.
I don't think that's possible. Being frank. With that said, Mike, I don't think you can win this one, dude. I just feel like I feel you could maybe win. I mean, I'm just gonna go with the Lady Boys, man. He's on fire. He's 2-0. He's got good matchups. DeAndre Hopkins against the Lions. Calvin Ridley against Chicago.
Yeah.
It's
a lot to overcome. It's a lot. He's fucking on one right now, bro. He's on one too. He's on the tear right now too. He's putting up good points, and his team looks solid, dude. Calvin Ridley, like you said, I mean, he's probably, dude. I mean, he's better than Julio fantasy wise now, right? I mean, can we just agree?
Yeah, for sure. He scores touchdowns. Julio can't score TDs. That's been the story of his career.
And then, dude, Hopkins. I mean, he kind of came back down to earth a little bit in week 2. He only got 20 points. But, like, I think now it's obviously clear that Hopkins is the best receiver in the league, right? Like, it's just like, I think, like, I mean, he was always in the discussion.
That for years, bro.
I know you've been telling me that for years. But now, I mean, dude, just the way that he's balling out right now is insane. And, like, Michael Thomas has always been kind of there, too, with him. But I think he's pulling away right now. And I think he's just going to keep it up against Detroit. So, his receiving core is stacked.
Yeah, I just feel like Bangkok has great matchups in his favor this week, Mike. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Mike. I'm rooting for you.
Dude, we're gonna root for you hard. I mean, trust me, we would love to see the Lady Boys lose. That would be hilarious if you beat them. But come on, got that.
So Marlon, are you taking Gridiron this week?
My heart is behind Mike. But if I was,
betting
money on this, if I was betting money on this outcome,
take your pick and move on.
So there's a 0 on the line, man. There's a 0 on the line. One's 0-2, one's 2-0. We'll see how that one plays out. We'll see if one of those zeros turns in. Yeah. Let's hope. Yeah. We'll pray that both of you guys don't keep that 0. Right?
Yeah.
And so the final matchup of the week is Culon Santo at 1-1 versus the Flint Tropics at 1-1. So this is a good matchup. This is a great matchup. I think you guys are pretty evenly matched between Marlon and Flint.
Yeah.
I got good matchup.
Kyler Murray against Detroit. That's a juicy one, man.
That's gonna be my saving grace, I think.
Yeah. Well, but then you're going up against Prescott against Seattle, who is, I think that's a wash. Murray and Prescott are a wash. I think they're both going to get similar or be like within touching distance of each other as far as point wise. And here's the other thing: Mixon and Singletary. I think that's a wash because I don't believe in I don't believe in Joe Mixon. I said I had him last year. I fucking dropped him. I don't think he's really shown much. I think him and Singletary are going to be a wash too. And then I think you have the better receiving core, Marlon.
I've got Amari Cooper to kind of help neutralize Dak a little bit.
Right.
The thing that I'm nervous about is, is Devontae Adams' status?
Yeah, he's questionable right now.
He's questionable right now.
Yeah, and so is Kittle. I mean, if those guys are healthy, I mean, you're gold, dude.
Yeah, I
picked up Jordan Reed, who had a good game last week as Kittle's backup. So, if he gets the green light, I'm going to put Kittle in. If not, then I'll put Jordan Reed in. So the question is, do I now put in Fournette as he appears to be the favorable guy, or do I keep Hines in because of the matchup? So that's
his receivers have good matchups too, man. I mean, Godwin against Denver and McLaurin against Cleveland. Those are juicy matchups for him. But I do feel like
Godwin's been banged up too, though, right? Wasn't Godwin a little banged up
concussion, yeah. But I think he passed the protocol, so he'll be playing. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be pretty good. You know what's crazy, Marlon? You're putting up great points, and you don't have a running back. You haven't had a running back. I mean, Fournette, if he's the guy, if he's the lead man in Tampa, then okay, man. But you've been putting up points without a running back, which is crazy, dude. That's great.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely been. I'm very fortunate in that regard that I'm not dependent on the running back position, but at the same time, dude, it's just like a huge gaping hole in my game or opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but dude, when Stephon Diggs is like your third wide receiver, like
that's pretty
you're
good.
Doing something right. You know,
all right,
like you're doing something right. Yeah. So that's crazy.
Dude, to be honest, like I wasn't a believer in Stephon Diggs at Buffalo, but I mean, he's definitely proven me wrong. He's lights out right now with that offense.
Dude, but like if you see Flint Trumpets is kind of hurting, bro. They're right now they're starting in their starting lineup. They've got 2 tight ends. I mean, he's kind of running thin on talent.
That McCaffrey injury is definitely putting him at a disadvantage. So that's why I'm going.
I definitely lucked into that. So
going with Marlon this week, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say my pick is Marlon this week.
Marlon, it is.
Are we unanimous? Is this our first unanimous
hopefully
pick
I don't
tonight?
disappoint.
We're taking the ass this week, boys.
That's right.
You know what? I take the underdog. I take Flint Trump.
Yeah, dude. So
wow, shit.
Those are the matchups. Those are the week 3 matchups, and last round of divisional games, like we said, huge week for every team, and we'll see how it all plays out, people.
Dude, and just let's clarify something before we go. Playoff tiebreaker is head-to-head?
I think so.
And then
what did I message? I messaged. Let me pull it up, man.
It's head-to-head first, right?
Yeah. It's pinned on the board. So the playoff reminder: the winner of each division gets an automatic place in the dance. The next 3 playoff spots are awarded to the next best 3 teams, the best records. If the records between teams match, head-to-head results are the tiebreaker, followed by total points scored.
Yeah. See, so you don't want to, man. Yeah. You start 0-3 in your own division, and then you're behind the 8 ball as far as the tiebreaker. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's rough.
It ain't looking pretty.
It ain't looking good. So this is.
I guess the good part about it is you do play everybody again, and
and then it's points scored, and then it's right.
So we will, man. But again, don't want to start 0-3 in your division because that does put you in the hole.
It's a mountain. It's a mountain to climb.
But we'll see, guys. That's week 3's matchups. Good luck to everybody. We'll see y'all next time. This is Super Liga. Good luck to y'all.
All right, later, boys.
Later, boys.